जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कांचन वरण विराज सुबेश
Red chirimoyas. Hello, Rachel.
Hello, Perkunas.
So we are here
We are here.
on this planet.
We are. We just
Again.
went to a farmer's market.
Yes.
Enjoyed looking at the different local source produce.
Well, yeah, this one, local and delicious. That we're gonna make curry after with it. So we'll see. And chirimoyas grows locally.
Yeah, I've never had a chamoy before. That's my first time.
Oh yeah, you like it.
It's from South America.
Well, I grew up eating those in Peru.
Okay.
And you had a little taste of it, no?
Yeah,
So
it
the
was
bigger
great.
ones have more meat and less seeds. So yeah, and persimmons, locally grow persimmons. Yeah, it's the season. One of my favorite fruits because this one here, it gets really creamy, and when you blend things, doesn't make foam when you make a smoothie. So the
Okay,
same as
cool.
mango or avocados. Yeah.
Can you make like a nice sauce with it?
Oh yeah, make mostly desserts, but yeah, you can do. Actually, it's really good to give the consistency for creamy things, to sauces. I
Yeah.
do a chipotle persimmon.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, you were talking about persimmon cocktails earlier. I've never
Oh,
had
yeah.
one. What would that be like?
Like cocktails with the limes and the lime, maybe some herbs from the garden, and persimmon has like a little like texture and a softness to it.
Okay, nice.
It's a gentle flavor, really.
Okay.
For cocktails, it will be more of in the texture side. It slightly adds the flavor, but depends. You can dehydrate them
Yeah.
and just blend fresh persimmon with dehydrated persimmons, and you have this cream that you can make all these desserts. Ice cream.
That's amazing. So Perkunas mentioned his garden that he has in his backyard. It's very local. It's very sustainable. I imagine that he cooks with it every day. Since I've been here, I've been making tea with random herbs I've been finding. So, like, what inspired you to make a garden?
I always wanted to have a garden, but since I moved to the States, I didn't have let's say I was living mostly in apartments. I didn't have a whole house.
Yeah.
So that was the intention when I moved to this place back in 2013 to have a garden.
Yeah.
So yeah, and since then I've been promoting people to grow their own organic garden beds.
Yeah, they should. I mean, even if you don't have space, I've seen there's like vertically stacked gardens you can make now that are inside of your home, and they kind of have like lights above them. So it's just like this giant cart that can grow different herbs, which is still like good if you don't have space.
You can be creative. I just saw a documentary where in the Netherlands. Oh my goodness, it's one of the smallest country with a really heavy dense population, and they grow their own food. Really, they grow a lot. They are really efficient about it, and even they export. Even if they're a really small country with very few land, they can export many fruits and vegetables through all over Europe.
Well, the Netherlands is more like community based, right? So I know like a lot of people. They have community gardens and like they grow and cook for each other. That's like part of their culture.
Yeah,
as
they
well.
are one step ahead.
Oh yeah,
for
100%.
most of the countries in the world, they a lot of like people driving their bicycles everywhere.
Yeah,
The transportation system is more efficient. I guess it's the way it's supposed to be in a sense.
I agree. Yeah. There's some community gardens here. I used to live by one. I don't know if you've seen any around or you've done any, but yeah, they're really interesting. Like you can, I mean, it's free, so you can just get like a little plot of land and then grow your own things seasonally with other people. But it's good.
There are a few in
It's
San
great.
Diego. Yeah, and farmland a lot. East from the county.
Yeah, like more
Northeast.
so in Julian, right?
Escondido Valley Center.
Okay.
Yeah, Julian is further east from here, but yeah.
What do they grow out there mainly? I know there's some wineries. That's all I know about.
They grow everything, When it's also in California, we're blessed with the weather, really.
Yeah.
And like this, this is basically a tropical fruit. It grows in here,
Which is amazing. Like you have guavas in your backyard. Like that's
Yeah.
not something a lot of people can have. I mean, I grew up in Arizona.
Bananas. There's bananas in the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's many plants they adapt from a subtropical weather to this dry desert, supposedly. As long as
Desert,
there's water,
kind of. But it's great because you can grow so many things here. You're not limited at all.
Yeah, you definitely can live and we are talking about sustainability.
Yeah.
We can definitely live a sustainable life, basically any place in the world. Even I hear people from really cold Nordic countries, where they just manage, to grow. Even in the middle of winter, they have these garden beds to just uncover them. From the ice, and they have all this variety
Are
of
they using
vegetables.
like greenhouses? How
yeah,
are
like
they?
greenhouses in the ground.
Oh,
like
wow.
it's funny. Also, the regular greenhouses, but they're like even they look so beautiful. You just remove the ice, open the the thing, and it's just full of like all these vegetables.
Yeah.
It's quite like we are human beings. We can adapt to anything, really.
Yeah, I agree.
We have the ability, the willpower to do that if we want to.
So when you were living at like your other apartments that didn't have land, like what were you doing then to practice sustainability?
Well, I became more into start working as a cook back in 2005, and since then I was very into start getting interested about sustainability and growing your own foods. I was always, since I was a kid, into organic and natural plant medicine and stuff like that. But
yeah, me too.
But at that time, when I started working in raw food restaurants, that's when I started like having the sense of like going to the farm and picking up from the ground. It's so cool. It's just the most beautiful thing to grab a freaking carrot.
Well, what I've learned, like I used to like volunteer at an organic farm, and like what I learned there, it's like you put in so much hard work and so much labor into like this land, and then you see like even at restaurants, like people like throwing out like mass quantities of food, and you know, like I feel like that changed my relationship with food in a way. Since I, labored on it and I like made sure it was like something I created, right? It was like me.
There are ways to like. It's rarely the places that they compost the things that are the leftovers, from the vegetables that they use. There's a whole like a revolution that gotta eventually take over, for people being more conscious the way how they use all the products that they consuming. There's not much waste. Also, to respect, it's a respect for the land and for ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
There's like people have no food to eat, even here in San Diego.
Yeah.
Even more in Los Angeles or San Francisco. And there's so much waste. That's a common denominator of societies that grow exponentially without education that brings you like the awareness of it. Maybe that happens in the Netherlands, maybe it happens in Sweden, but doesn't happen here in the United States.
Yeah.
Maybe just small communities, that they kind of like
it's few and far
segregate.
between.
Huh?
It's few and far between to find communities like that.
Yeah, they are kind of like more likely we're talking about this. They segregate from society in a sense.
Yeah.
They don't integrate. Like the community gardens will be more integrating these practices into a regular city. But the other sustainable communities, they just get away from the city and do my own thing.
Yeah, but it's kind of a backwards thought. It's like I understand the need to go away, but it's like the whole point is trying to like gather people together to create this community and to educate people on sustainability.
I'd rather start like in New York. They do these gardens on top of buildings. So
yeah, no, those are amazing.
There's ways. There's always like we are so creative. It's just if people don't know how good it feels to grow your own foods, to go to the garden and or from your balcony
and even
grab
tastes
something.
different. Like it has a different quality to it than just me getting an
Everything
orange from the
that you
grocery
give your
store.
attention to, it becomes, in a sense, part of you. It's the nature is so vivid and so ready to balance things out. When you grow something yourself, the plant itself has a connection with you. And in a sense, it's gonna grow the minerals and the nutrients that are gonna benefit you the most.
Everything is a reflection of you. The plants are a reflection of you.
Because we are energy, as a plant it is, and we are synchronizing with our thought, with our emotions.
Our intention of like growing up this plant, right?
Yeah, that's like...
It's literally a seed we're growing.
That's just how much of the world is understanding now about quantum physics and
I agree.
the relationship.
Everything you put your thought to,
everything.
It's a reaction.
Yeah, it sounds really hippie when you talk about law of attraction.
It does, but I mean.
But it is happening. You want
it's
to
happening,
know,
exactly.
Everything is a reflection of this perception of reality of our focus of attention. So these beautiful products, us, that we got together in this room and decided to do a podcast about sustainability. Because we are resonating somehow, having the same feelings and ideas towards this subject. So it's really easy to flow, and we find all these similar topics to talk about. It is beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's great. So eventually, would you want to have your own farming community, or what do you want to do to expand on your sustainable practice?
Have visions, like I told you guys, I would love to see persimmon trees growing in downtown San Diego. In the streets, right? People
free food for all.
Yeah, all the avenues, everything. I mean, it makes no sense that you just put trees that are just for oxygen, but I mean, why not for trees, or why not instead to grow ornamental plants, growing vegetables and I mean, obviously there's no business when you do things for free.
I mean,
that's why
that's why
a society of economy represents. To step from that takes a lot of courage, to step from the sense of looking for your selfish purposes and to try to control things, But once you see this and you truly embrace it, then you start doing things that resonate with that. But it takes stepping away. It's completely mindset,
No,
not
it's
doing
true,
things for money, doing things because it just makes sense.
No, in a society where
it's beautiful, it's healthy for
you
everybody.
can just get food delivered to your house. It's people, I feel they want the easy way out, and so I feel they lose their connection with.
Well, from the roots of society, everything is made out in a way that you are going to depend on something in order to be functional. You depend on an educational system that is already setting the mindset.
And I never learned about growing my own food. Actually, I did have a garden class in high school, but that was the only time I ever learned about growing something on my own. But besides that, it's ingrained in us to just be able to purchase something or go to the store or but I mean, growing up I did go to farmers markets, but even in the US that's not that big as it should be in other countries.
Yeah, I mean, we are there are really few countries really that they are more conscious about sustainable practices. In the sense of the whole country. There's sustainable practices here in the US, but small sections,
But I would say farmers markets are pretty big in Europe, or I mean, from what I've seen. I don't know about South America, but
I mean, it depends where you are in South America. There is, for example, there's no GMO in Peru, but it's still people go to the markets, to the supermarkets to buy their products, if they're in the capital. If you live in a small province, you will go to the local markets, But I mean, farmers markets is still is so small comparing to the most of the population. 96% of the population here in San Diego goes to a grocery store rather than to the farmers market. You just saw it, The farmers market, I mean, 500 to 1,000 people, once a week. We're talking about 90,000 people that is going maybe to a grocery store and get packaged produce, that doesn't benefit a clean environment.
Yeah, it's very wasteful using plastic bags too.
Yeah, all this is just simply awareness of the connection that you have between yourself represents the connection that you have with nature.
Yeah.
the more connection you have between yourself, then those things start naturally making more sense. And you don't really have to like someone teach you. You just naturally lean towards those practices. You know, you don't become wasteful. You start growing your things. You know, you start not necessarily scared like everything is gonna be. We are not gonna have water one day, and we're not gonna have food, but. You start, when you connect between yourself, there's this amplification of possibilities. You know, there's really maybe the people that do not see this, they are gonna suffer. But if you have this connection between yourself, you're gonna be fine no matter what. It's sort of like an insurance towards an uncertain future.
So what baby steps should someone take to, I guess, be more sustainable? Like, what could they grow inside their house if they were like trapped in an apartment? I guess like herbs. That's what I used to do.
I mean, there are millions of things really. You can go to YouTube and see people what they're doing. You know? Yeah. If that's really
asking you.
If that's really your desire, you know, if that's really your desire, you just inform yourself. It's sort of like I used to have this plant-based.
People want it easy, you know.
Yeah, when people is ready for it, they will find a way. Well, I can give you a couple of tips, but honestly, if you really want to figure out how to do these things, you know, you will learn. You know, you have all the information is for free out there. You know, you just need to do a simple search. You know, there's like a lot of things that you can hang on your balcony, or you can start sprouting seeds. You know, you start like. Going to your neighbors, see who has soil, maybe talk to your neighbors like, hey, we have a space in the roof, you know?
Yeah, the community and the connection with your neighbor. I was talking to his friend about that, Chloe, and how she was like, yeah, like, you know, the fences that divide us, it's like, what if you knock them down and decided to, you know, help create more land so you guys could like coexist together, like with like more, like a bigger space and bigger garden community-wise.
That's one of the ways how this society is built.
I know.
Because when you separate people, when people is united, you know, they make things happen quickly.
Yeah.
Unity is really a powerful force. You know, it's unstoppable. When people have a common idea, you know, they resonate in the same frequency. Things can change. All these situations related to all these things going on right now, it will just vanish. The control that someone is trying to impose on us, it will just disappear, really.
Yeah.
In no time, really. I mean, the planet, we will
There's
improve
power
the
to
air
the people.
quality, you know, the quality of living for everybody, as long as they really want it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like that's where it's shifting. That's what people are trying to do.
You don't need to become like a conscious guru. Have to meditate for that. Honestly, it's just like changing of intention, really.
But I feel like there has been like an awakening, at least in 2020. Like from what I've noticed with people, everyone's just trying to be more, you know, aware of their intentions and just like be more sustainable in general, or just like, you know, try to have like a more positive vibration. That's what I've personally seen from so many people, and I feel like it was like a huge shift.
I see it more like
even with our political.
You will resonate with people like that because you're in that space of frequency, reacting to people like you're gonna rendezvous with people that has a very similar ways of approaching life and perspectives of life. That's why it seems like there's a big awakening.
Yeah.
But in the overall, there is like a maybe for people that become more conscious. 10 are becoming more conscious. There's 1,000 that are being born that are not. So that's what is happening right now.
That's kind of a weird, sad way to look at it.
No, because at the same time, when someone that is more aware of themselves become way more influential than someone that is not. One that is in balance and harmony can change the weather, change the political opinions, can change this shift of things, you know. So it doesn't matter really in a sense. How I see it, you know, I'm not here to change things. I'm here to experience this life.
Yeah.
I become by default influential from my point of attraction and my energy. But
like when you were talking about those people, when you meet like really like weird people, you try to be influential with them and bring out the best in them.
Well, not try. That's the thing. I just do this for selfish purposes.
Yeah.
I want to have a good time, so I rather like.
So he doesn't want to deal with like depressed people or.
Well, I mean, like you're gonna meet people that is in a state of misalignment.
Yeah.
You know? I rather see in them like the gifts that they have, and then.
And he pulls them out of it. He
points.
extracts it.
I don't have to pull them out; they pull themselves. You just it's sort of like growing a plant. You know, you give to the plant love, and the plant is gonna give you fruit. You know.
Yeah.
If you just the plant is having a problem with a bug, and you just complain about the bug, the problem is gonna die.
Yeah.
It's the same with a person.
See, it's the intention you put in when growing a plant.
But I do enjoy a plant that is growing like robust and is giving fruits, rather than a person that is gonna be complaining. If I'm gonna be complaining, a person can complain with me, and they're gonna, yeah, sure. It's just gonna every single time keep complaining. That's not fun.
No.
So I might seem like I'm very altruist, but I'm not.
I'm very purely
human.
Selfish reasons.
Yeah, really, I'm not afraid to say that I'm selfish, because otherwise, if I'm not good, if I'm not feeling good, how I can be of service to anyone, really?
Okay, that's
know?
True. Yeah, that's true.
So it's the same in the overall picture of humanity. You know, doesn't matter if the 99% of the world is killing themselves.
Yeah.
It matters how you feel in this moment from the perspective that you are feeling, that
and
you're looking at.
That creates what you experience.
Yeah, imagine that you have your own particular universe.
Yeah, exactly.
So it doesn't matter if like...
Maybe the Mormons were right about...
I'd rather, of course, live in a planet where we are living in harmony and balance with our environment. But if I just gonna keep... most people will believe that they have to fight and complain about that in order to change. I rather appreciate and become a spotlight for the things that are really good. Because when you look at something, you make it bigger. If you're just looking at the problem, you're just making it bigger.
You're magnifying it, yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's a much positive perspective to me, that rather to like try to change things.
Okay,
you know?
I see that.
So
that is good. I've never heard of that before, and before our talk, I really enjoyed that. I never saw like that perspective.
Most people won't agree with that.
They won't. No.
And most people, if somebody watches, they won't agree with this. And it's just as relationships, you can compare the relationship that you have within yourself with the relationship that you have with the world, with the relationship that you have with the food you eat, with the air you breathe. You know, everybody is having a different perception of it, and the relationships are different from each other. You know,
yeah,
it's all it's all a choice, really. Now, the ones that are not having a good relationship with themselves, they will never see this.
No,
that I'm telling you.
They won't see it.
If you understand it, it's because you're having a good relationship with yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? But most people they are not gonna do. You have to fight for like change, okay? You have to, you know, like yeah. I mean, it's sort of in a sense, maybe I become the best fighter by not needing to fight in order to change things.
Okay, cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's sort of, we were talking about magnetism the other day, how I can influence people by being happy in a sense, but I'm not even trying.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just doing my thing.
You're just being yourself.
I'm just being myself. Yeah. But it's the same happen when someone that wants to feel better, they think like they have to go around the thing that they make them not to feel better in order to. This makes no sense.
They're magnifying the issue.
How you're gonna feel better going around the thing that doesn't make you feel better? To feel better, you gotta find a better focus or better path where the thing that is making you feel good is. You know.
Just keep doing more of that. Don't focus on what's bringing you down.
Yeah, I can give you like a million examples of this. You know.
Yeah.
You see when you cook. When you surf, it's a flow when you surf, it's a connection that you have between yourself when you intuitively mix ingredients and then comes into fruition, like a manifestation, all that
Your
comes out
intention
of-
is, I want this dish to be great, and then it becomes that way, right? Or I want this
Not
dish
even that.
to be
I don't care if the dish is
flavorful.
great. I don't care if the dish is great. I just care about like the moment of creation between things, and if you like it or not, I don't care.
So what's the worst thing you've ever created then out
Huh?
of you doing that, being in that flow state?
I have to be very distracted and very kind of like stressed in order to like
Create something
that-
bad.
create something that.
What was it?
And it happens before, like I'm too distracted, or someone is like putting too much attention on something, or like, it's my choice.
Yeah,
it's
it
my choice to
happens.
feel like.
If you're not fully invested in the moment,
No,
you're going to
because
lose it.
to cooking to me is a flow. you
Yeah.
know? It's a moment of
art.
connection between myself. Yeah, so there's no something that I have to do. There is no something that I have to that is stipulated that it has to be good.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we were commenting the other day about these TV shows when the chefs are like putting under stress to create this and all this pressure.
Yeah, like Chopped or...
And then the critics are like tasting the food. It makes no sense. Makes no sense. Why you want to eat even that food that has been created in such a state of
a short amount of time, state of stress. I actually never thought about that. That's a valid point. I mean, those people could probably make much better dishes given, freedom and like a nice environment.
I get to attract through my time as a chef many people that kind of understand or like feels the vibe of like the food that they're gonna about to get. And
yeah,
when I do a chef services, they're like, just do whatever you want, whatever is more fun to you. And that's what I will do. If some chefs ask me like, what would you guys like to eat? Whatever you like to cook, I say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's because I know like there's no pressure. Do whatever you want. I'm gonna eat whatever you give me. They just go and create.
That's good. Yeah, that's how it should be.
Energy is a wonderful thing when you really live accordingly. I mean, I'm still in the process of getting there, of knowing that I'm an energy being and everything is transforming energetically. I remember one day going towards the 15 freeway, going towards a client, and I was kind of feeling hungry and
hungry.
Yeah, hungry. No, hungry. And then I was going to stop to Jimbo's, this organic store that is in Escondido. And then I get off the freeway and somehow I feel pulled to park in Jack in the Box or I don't know what was one fast food place. I think it was, don't remember the name, but it was a burger place. And I got into the bathroom because it was everywhere. So I got into the bathroom and I'm walking there and I feel like, I guess just feel like having a burger.
Yeah.
And then I order a burger and I look at the people working in the kitchen and I grab it and I just take a bite. Was like, wow, this is so good. I usually don't eat burgers, but this one was really good. And then I remember,
But you're hangry?
No, looking at the guy that was doing the burger, he was dancing almost. He was having such a good time. And then I realized, like, of course, he energetically transformed the vibration of this food because he was just enjoying what he was doing.
Yeah.
And then I got drawn to go and parking there, even though I don't buy usually fast food, and get that just because intuitively there was something there that was matching me.
Interesting. Yeah, that's true.
So I truly believe, like, for instance, back in maybe 2007, I was mostly a raw foodist, like 2005 to 2007. Then I decided to.
Is there a reason for that? Like, can you feel the energy of like I would say dead animals when you like cook with them, or ingest them?
No, that was just an idea. Back in the time, I was. It was to me a revolution, like, whoa, you can eat like raw corn, raw sweet potatoes, you can make a pasta out of zucchini.
It was definitely a fad.
It was, to me, it was just a new universe of like culinary experiences that I'm about to experience.
Nice,
I want
okay.
to get into, But then I felt like what I'm doing this is, I gotta follow my feelings, and my intuition. Then I decided. I remember going to Peru and I did a travel and I decided if I'm gonna eat just since then I was just being, and even until now, just eat whatever is made with love. Doesn't matter what it is. And I just use my feelings to like drink. There are my senses, that really tells me. Sometimes when I'm gonna drink wine, I just can tell by the smell if this is gonna like it or not. I just like the smell. It's enough.
And that gives you like.
And even my body doesn't feel good when it has it.
Is it like the love pheromone that you're smelling from the food?
No. It's just it's a bunch of things, I guess. If I try to explain it, but there are just some. If you get used to use your feelings, so you do.
Yeah.
That's how you got here.
Yeah, that's actually literally how I got here. So.
Yeah, you just.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to Colorado, but then I was like, no, this feels better. And then I came here, and it was.
That's how hundreds of people that comes to this house. That's how they resonate with something that we have going here. Mm-hmm. They just come and they just basically have a good time.
Yeah,
they maybe find some inspiration for.
I found so much inspiration
venture,
here.
Or they have something, energy to let go of the things that they've been wanting to let go. Or like they
move past blockages. And I was talking to Chris, his roommate, Perkunas' roommate, and he was saying how people who usually come here, like they have something they need to they're stuck with, or they're stagnant, but then this energy here helps propel them, and I feel the same way. It's super cool.
That was I guess that was the intention since I'm moving here, or that's my intention as a human being to be because like I told you before. It's all selfishness. I'd rather deal with happy humans.
Exactly.
Then I become a catalyzer for those aspects to flourish into someone. Mm-hmm. And when you see that, it happens when I go anywhere really. This house just carries that energy.
Yeah,
I
really
don't have to be here. People come in and out. Or I can go to Thailand, or I can go to Mexico. And then somehow I just resonate with those situations, and it is fun, I'm not saying 100% of the time I'm in that flow, but a very big part of my everyday. And I see the manifestations and the synchronicities happening consistently.
Yeah, and that's all I've experienced when I've been here, and it's been great. Yeah, I've been having a really fun time.
It's about the vibes.
It's about what was the catchphrase we made? The flow. The flow catchphrase. I totally forgot. We made it the other day in the kitchen. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was two words. It was like flow vibe. I don't know.
Oh yeah. One was flow. The other one was. Magnetism.
No.
Oh, sun. In the sun.
Yeah.
Into the sun flow, or flow zone.
I don't remember.
Get into the sun, like Chris was
flow wave or something. Flow.
Something about getting into the sun in those stages when you get into the sun and then
the zone. It was flow. It was
you're just doing your thing.
Zone flow or flow zone. Flow zone. There we go.
Yeah.
This is the flow zone.
To trademark.
No, flow zone TM. I'm saying it right now.
Yeah.
I think you said energy flows.
Energy flows. Energy flows is a service that I give. I've been doing energy flow since I was a teenager. It was I remember it just happened kind of organically, I was very into martial arts, or growing up into meditation and yoga and all these Chinese philosophies, or Indian philosophy, or I would read the Bhagavad Gita, or I would go to the Krishna's temple, or learn about Taoism or metaphysics and things. But I love to dance since I was a kid, really. So I would put the music, and I mostly would be in darkness, and I just would sense the energy, and I would just flow. Eventually, this became some sort of a routine, and
but martial arts also has that flow, which is interesting.
Yeah. When I was doing karate or kung fu especially, maybe was more into that.
Tai Chi.
Yeah, I kind of organically learned Tai Chi, Qigong, or Reiki, or things like that, how to move energy. And it feels like, for most people, these things are more
mystical.
No, more unreal, you know.
Unreal?
Unreal, of course. You know, when
I
you
feel
talk
people
about
think it's
these things.
mysticism. They're like, oh, it's something that's
But we are energy
otherworldly.
beings.
Yeah.
How come not, like, we are energy right here? You know, we're like a battery, you know. We are moving energy all the time. What do you think you cannot like move energy or like transform energy? Energy. Your thought is energy, you know. All this
Yeah.
is proven.
It is. It's quantum
already,
physics.
So it's not like a discussion even about this. But I guess those terms, you know, are still like kind of like taboo in a sense, you know. Of course, you know, you don't learn these things when you grow up in school. I did it because I was really stubborn.
Yeah.
I was just attracted to these things, but that's not something that you will learn in your textbooks.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I learned just from existing.
Or like
honestly.
a very unconventional, or like,
Yeah.
how do you call this type of education? Experimental or alternative education, you know, that happens in some countries and some schools around the world and here in the States. But
Yeah.
yeah, those things are fun.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, to live that way, you know, helps to stimulate your imagination, you know, which is the most important thing.
And it's like more magical. It's right. It's like, you know, everything's not black and white. Everything doesn't have to be black and white. No one really should think that way. There's just so many depths to existence that people don't like realize. Like there's so many things we don't know in this world. It's like, and there's so many things we can't label. It's like just go with what is given to you and just be open to experience it all.
Yeah, I admire the people that can write computer programs and build engines, you know, that takes rockets to space, you know, or like can see through a microscope and do these studies about cells, structures, you know, brain neurological patterns or things like that. I admire more the ones that when they are doing that are connected between themselves and have a open-minded to experience different things, you know, like when you're like connected between yourself and doing these studies and researches and doing your practices, you know.
Do you think they are though?
Huh?
I think a lot of people who are doing research maybe are more like, that's more open.
Oh, mostly done.
Yeah. I would say
But,
the other ones like just
is,
create like car engines
there,
or
there
like.
There always will be people that choose to more like have experience between themselves, getting to this stage of connection and flow and getting to the sun, you know, while doing things and experiencing life from this perspective, and then expand their influence towards the people that they know. Or like the spaces where they live, and they do become influential when you're in that state of vibrancy, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, there is like the switch that you are talking about. It's not like it's not like I don't believe it or like I'm not against it. It's I am very positive, you know. I'm very positive about this moment in time.
Always just the moment, the present moment.
Because this is where we are.
Yeah.
I can look.
I agree.
I do use my imagination to visualize a future where
you don't fixate on it. You know, that's where people get
brighter. You know, and I do resonate like people like you. You know, like people like Zach. You know, like has the intention and the desire for that, you know, so it's a really palpable manifestation of that. So yeah, you're gonna encounter people along your way, you know, in whatever place you go, more people like is resonating with that, and we all together, you know, create this new sort of like perception of reality. It doesn't matter if this is the only ones that are going to benefit from it. Maybe everybody, a lot of people is going to catch a wave too. But we have a promising future.
What do you guys think about the 100 monkey theory?
The 100 monkey.
What is that theory?
This is Japanese islands, you know, and do you want to say? Do you want to tell this?
Well, the idea is that some of what we learn on Earth is exchanged from the consciousness of what you're doing. So these monkeys, basically, they saw that different monkeys learned how to use, I think, some, was it utensils? Or some tools?
Sweet potato. They were given to. There were 2 islands and 1 monkeys. Some
Is
monkeys.
this like a scientific study?
Yeah,
Okay.
they were.
Okay.
They were giving sweet potatoes. The scientists are just studying the monkeys. Huh? You were talking about
Wait, no,
Hanuman.
we're the monkeys.
We are the monkeys. That's true. So some of the monkeys, they learn how to wash the sweet potato in the salt water, and it is more tasty with salt water, you know. And as soon as 100 monkeys of the island learn how to do it, instantly, in no time frame, all the monkeys in the island were doing the same thing.
Oh, like universal consciousness?
But not just that, then the monkeys in the other island, they didn't have any contact, they started doing the same thing.
Okay.
So that was the 100
Yeah, like
famous,
universal consciousness, right?
100 monkey theory come from. I mean, honestly,
I
I read a couple of articles about it.
I think it exists for sure. I've always thought about that because like sometimes I'll be in a room with someone and like I'll think of something like super like random, right? And then someone else will just like say exactly what I thought, like maybe like 5 minutes later.
Yeah, we think like there's empty space in between.
No, everything's
like, there's
exchanging.
No empty space.
Yeah.
Or like they now recently was discovered the networks of between the trees, you know, how they communicate with each other. Now recently was discovered the space is not really empty space. It's also like networks, you know, of multi-dimensional networks, you know. Eventually more information is gonna come.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You know, about like, okay, goodbye.
Well, the 100 monkey theory gives you some hope that we can change. It's an exciting thing. There's opportunity if you start changing.
It's sort of like, for example,
you don't have to force it on people. They will start to.
Because we are a human family in a sense, you know. It's like, for example, I don't know you guys. No, most of my family members think the way I think. You know, I wish.
I agree. I'm like the black sheep. Yeah.
I wish they would like have in a sense, habits that I have to feel good within themselves. You know, and let's say one simple thing as not being afraid of the current situation. You know? But even though I love them very much, that's their choice. It's their life to live that experience. And it's, they are accomplishing as every human being that are not in a state of vibrancy that allow themselves to be. They're also accomplishing a purpose, you know.
Yeah.
So that nothing is really wasted. So it's a human thing to carry everyone with us into that fun space. Although it is not a job really, because it takes a lot of effort to do that. And more likely take you out of your own alignment when you try to do that. Just remember how many discussions you have with family when you talk about certain subjects.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's not really like it's your life, and you just respect the way it is, you know.
Yeah.
You become when you become like I mentioned before, a spotlight for the positive aspects, and that's a better deal for everyone, you know, for yourself,
including yourself,
you know? Yeah,
and the people you surround and the people you attract. So it's a win-win-win situation.
Yeah, yeah. You just grow a garden, and nature does their job. It grows things, fruits everybody enjoy. Basically, that's how it goes. Yeah, that's simple.
Should make some.
You know, this chirimoya has maybe 40 seeds. You know,
40 and that
maybe like 40, maybe like 30.
Wow.
Maybe like 20. Okay, let's say it had 20 potential trees in here, which is gonna give in a lifetime 2 tons.
Can you grow those here?
Of course. Yeah,
you should do that.
I'm sprouting.
Really?
I'm sprouting.
Nice. Are they a tree or are they?
It's a tree.
Okay.
It's a tree that grows like about 17 feet tall.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, 17 to 20 feet tall. Yeah, and then you start, you know, spreading around, you know.
Yeah.
Start giving these marbles of goodness, you know.
Should we make some persimmon cocktails?
I think so. Maybe it's time.
Yeah, I think it's time.
So I think we covered.
I think we covered a lot of many subjects. Yeah.
We were talking about like we forgot to talk about aliens.
Yeah, the one subject we didn't reach.
Maybe they come to this planet because we have this. Chirimoya.
Maybe that is an alien.
maybe this the spaceship in here, waiting for us to open it. Ah,
Oh, that was satisfying. Yeah, that was cool.
yeah.
Wow, there are a lot of seeds in there.
Yeah, this maybe.
Oh, thank you.
That's the secret to opening it.
Yeah.
But when it's ripe, it's easy. Yeah, here. We're ready. Yeah. Oh yeah. Ah, yeah. Good memories.
Gotta try this.